Hey everybody, hey YouTube, welcome to a brand new episode of my bass plays. And I'm so sorry that I couldn't make the bass plays yesterday, but had so many things to record still for my upcoming EP, Hope. So I apologize for that. But nevertheless, I'm looking forward to a great new episode of my bass plays. And today is going to be a topic that is very inspiring to me because bass playing and singing at the same time is something very, very difficult to me. Not only to me, I know to many bass players out there. And I just realized that my video was not listed, so I'm changing this to public right now, and it should be good. Should be good now. Oh yeah, here we go. Cool. So I'm going to talk about singing and playing at the same time, and it's not an easy thing to do, but it's a fun thing to do. And why I love doing this so much. Let me put up my reverb for a sec. Why I love doing this is because you can actually play the bass, and you can just play with yourself. Yeah, and that's a very cool thing. So I started out my singing bassist kind of journey with like regular cover songs, top 40 cover songs that I was playing with bands back in the day, like Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone, It's Not Warm When She's Away, There ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. So songs like this, and so I really liked to just play the bass and not I mean being independent from any other band member. Especially like guitarists, because usually guitarists can just strum some chords and you can easily sing along to them. And I wanted this to be the case for the bass as well. So I came up with songs like Honesty. I lost my way in those lies and found no way out. But then you came in my life and you made it so clear that I have no choice if I wanna make you mine. Now you hear my voice in honesty, in honesty, in honesty. Ooh, in honesty. So I wrote songs like this, and I also really thought that it would be really cool to write songs and write even more songs on bass guitar, without necessarily like needing to play only the bass notes, right? It's because that's pretty boring sometimes. Imagine I was only playing the bass notes to Honesty. Now that you heard the chords once, it might be a little easier to like, although hear the chords back there. But imagine I played it like, I lost my way in those lies and found no way out. In my life, and you made it so clear that I have no choice if I wanna make you mine. Now you hear my voice in honesty. That would be a little too little information, I guess. So bass players usually come up with these called spread voicings. So usually we have the third on top here, right? Which is like an interval of a tenth, if you call it like that. And sometimes if we have a spread voicing, we add either the root note on top, like the octave of the root note, sounds like this, or we can use the fifth. And since bass chords are in, especially in this register, are usually sounding very muddy, somehow it works, but it's very muddy. That's why we usually play it up here. And it almost sounds like a Fender Rhodes to me if I play it up here. Like very warm sounding. And the cool thing is you can easily demonstrate any type of chord. So if I take, for example, C major scale, I start with the C right here. So I'm using root, fifth, and third. And so I can easily go through the diatonic chords, which is C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major. Then we have A minor, the parallel minor. I switched to German. Parallel minor. And then we have a B diminished. We can show that with like the flat 5 and the minor third on top. And then we're back to, I hope I can play that, the C major up here. And that's a very cool thing to just demonstrate any kind of chord that we want to express. So we can make very basic arrangements. For example, back to My Honesty, which is I lost my way in those lies and found a way out. But then you came in my life and you made it so clear that I have no choice if I wanna make you mine. Now you hear my voice in honesty. So that's a way to play this, right? And all I really did is I made this spread voicing right here, and I just added a 9 on top. So take a look at my fingering. I'm using root note, fifth, 9, and the third on top. So we get this nice little color sound. And that's it. I bring it down to E major. Back to F sharp major. And then you can do the same thing in minor. Obviously C sharp minor. Add 9. And that's it. That's how I shape these chords. And you need to be careful because there's like a certain threshold on the fingerboard where it just starts to sound too muddy to play. But you can play around with these ideas. And the main idea why I do it so often is to just accompany myself whenever I want to write a song, or I just want to like practice my melodies with the bass part that I'm playing or so. So that's why I love to do stuff like that, especially if you practice these kind of spread voicings. You can easily just take them over to guitar, and they sound great as well. So I do a lot of like basic songwriting with these kind of voicings, and they sound just amazing on guitar as well. For example, this song that I wrote just lately, I'm caught up in a love affair that somehow I stumbled in. I wrote that entirely on the guitar, but with these kind of voicings. And of course, with guitar, they're a little like clearer because they're up an octave and just sound a little brighter overall, so you get a lot more overtone information. Okay, so back to my topic. So I showed you the example of My Honesty, which is obviously only bass and vocals anyway. But whenever I practice something that I want to sing and play at the same time, I really try to slow it down and try to figure out where the vocal melodies is matching the bass the bass line that I'm playing. For example, back to my ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. And ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. So Sting obviously is a bass player because he just put his melody right in between those bass notes. Sting didn't originally write it. I think it was Bill Withers sung it, but who wrote it? Did Bill Withers write it? I don't know. But it's interesting anyway. So let's imagine Bill Withers, if he's the writer of that song. Imagine he was a bass player. That's a very smart move because he really put the vocal melody in between the bass line, and the bass line is actually the driving force behind the song. So very simple, right? And so there not really a lot of spots where the vocal melody hits the bass line. So this is actually a bad example. Let's take a different example. So that's one way to do it, right? And I did this in one of my newer songs as well. I showed this to you a couple times, and I played it in my live stream concert as well. It's called Glad You Made It. So why not let me play this for a sec. Need my cheat sheet here. Listen to that. I dreamed about it every night. I think I found a place to hide. The music hideaway, place I want to stay every day anyway. Okay, so I talked about this example before. I playing like dreamed about it every night. I think I found a place to hide. The music hideaway, the place I want to stay every day anyway. So once again, I dreamed about it every night. I think I found a place to hide. The music hideaway, the place I want to stay every day anyway. So that's really interesting, especially for me when I try to play it and sing it at the same time, because I really need to make myself aware of the spots where the vocal melody hits the bass line that I'm playing, because these are my anchor points that I can rely on from the groove and from the timing, and I really need to be focusing on these spots. So check it out one more time. Dreamed about it every night. So on the very last note of this first phrase, I dreamed about it every night. I think I found a place to hide. The music hideaway, the place I want to stay every day anyway. So the last part is very easy because that's the same rhythm every day anyway. Although you need to be really focusing on the melody there, because this one goes up, but, and we have ba-da-ding da-da-dum in the vocals, ba-da-ding da-da-dum. And that's really taken a lot of time to just get these things right. So I really recommend do it very slowly and give your brain the time to really adjust to this kind of feel, because that really, and I'm talking from experience here, this really takes a lot of time. Once you get it done, is a little easier, but you always need those anchor points. Be aware of that. And that's a little easier, but the first part is really hard. I dreamed about it every I dreamed about it every night. I think I found a place to hide. The music hideaway, the place I wanna stay every day anyway. I dreamed about it, so dreamed. If I can just show this, if I show it right here, okay, this is not working the way I thought it would, so let me open Pages real quick. So we can highlight those notes. Wow, this is taking forever. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm copying the lyrics over to Pages. I need to change the color so we can see it. Here we go. Once again. I dreamed about it every night. I think I found a place to hide. So dreamed about it every night. I think I found a place to hide. Once again. I dreamed about it every night. I think I found a place to hide. The music hideaway. The music hideaway. I dreamed about it every night. I think I found a place to hide. The music hideaway. And on way, I remembered that from writing. The music hideaway. A place I wanna stay. The place I want. Place I wanna stay. I dreamed about it every night. I think I found a place to hide. The music hideaway, a place I wanna stay every day anyway. So, and all of these are together. So these are my anchor points that I'm thinking about while playing this bass line. And this one is particularly complicated, to be completely honest with you, because it's syncopated, it's not very intentional, and the vocal melody is not intentional either. So these are probably, this is one of the examples that I'm struggling the most with, because once you have something that is continuous, it's a little easier. For example, like looking back on when I was a little nappy at a boy. So I Wish, for example, from Stevie Wonder, is a lot easier because the bass line is continuous. Looking back on when I was a little nappy-headed boy. So the only thing I need to be aware of is like the fingering, but that's it. That's it. I don't need to care about the rhythm. I mean, if I really want to make it funky and swinging a lot, that is something to keep in mind. But it's not really challenging to play eighth notes and sing at the same time. But to have something that is really syncopated and different and not intentional, and the vocal melodies go somewhere in between, that is usually really, really tough to do. The best example from my early bass player days, I was playing with a band and we played the song "Lovely Day" by Bill Withers as well. So and the bass line, maybe you know that tune. It's like. And the melodies. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eye, there's something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world is alright with me. You get the idea. So the bass line is very continuous in the rhythm, but for me, it was so hard to get this vocal melody right in between, because the feel the feel of the bass line is really so very swinging and cool and funky, and more on the 16th kind of level. And the vocal melody is when I wake up in the morning, love. So everything is syncopated. When I wake up in the morning, love. And so all these notes go somewhere in between, and that was so hard to figure out. So I really had to go like, when I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eye. One thing without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. And what really helps me is if I'm playing the backbeat with my fingers as well. That really helps me a little bit to just have another anchor point in my groove playing, so I don't need to fully rely on all my anchor points that I got from the lyrics, if that makes sense. Oh, okay, so we're back to full screen. Okay, let me make sure I'm reading some comments, because I didn't really pay attention to what you guys are writing. Let's go. Hey Jessica, hey Jan, hey Tansy, hey Ignacio, hey Gael, great you made it. Hello from, hey Andre, from Brazil, thank you so much. Glad you like my sound. I was convinced it's supposed to be a dream, but after a quick research I can confirm that dream and dreamed are both correct. Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a spelling with a T. I always wrote it like that. And it's dreamed UK, dreamed US. Oh, see? There's always something to learn, especially in different languages. I love this topic. I needed 6 years ago. I used to learn both the bass line and the voice melody as if it were just one thing. Well, that's a good thing if you did it like that. And then my voice would be like another hand, if that it makes sense. So certain notes played by the voice, others played by my hands. It was tedious. I'm going to learn a lot tonight. I hope you will learn a lot tonight, because this is very hard to teach actually, because somehow this got so intentional to me. But I can, to be completely honest, I practice this a lot, and I'm still needing to practice this a lot whenever I'm checking out a new bass line and a new song that I'm creating. That always takes up some time to just get it in your system and to make it natural. So it should feel natural to you. And I also, to be completely honest with you, I don't really do songs that don't feel natural to me from the bass playing side of things and vocal side of things anymore. I used to do that whenever I was playing with top 40 bands, but I don't do this anymore. And especially regarding pitch, regarding bass and singing at the same time, because that's just too stressful. And if you cannot make it feel natural to you, how should you make it sound good? So, yeah. If you have the luxury to just select your songs and the songs you're about to perform to an audience, if it's possible someday again, but I'm sure it will be possible very soon again, always take that luxury for yourself and just select songs that you feel natural with, especially if you're a bass player and singer at the same time. Kitchen Palato's Butterfly, the clapping intro, singing over it, that was a struggle. And remember you telling me exactly what you said, slow it down, find anchor points. That's cool. I can't remember I was telling you that, but I'm very happy it could help you with that. But I can remember Kitchen Palato's Butterfly. I can't remember. But I'm in love. I'm in love with this version. Really, I love it. Well, let me play another song of mine where I kind of found my way around the problem. Let me open a different project here. Yeah, but as I said, I really love to use this to just write songs like that, or maybe to just also just play songs very, very differently and imagine the stuff happening in your head. For example, I often do workshops. Um, I didn't do it last year, two obvious reasons, but I love to do workshops, and there's always um, a certain topic in my workshop. It's called the imaginary drummer, and I really love to play around with people's imagination. So whenever I'm on stage with a drummer, I feel very comfortable usually because the responsibility of keeping tempo, keeping groove, and like dynamic in a band is not only in my hands, right? So we share this kind of responsibility, right? So, but whenever I'm playing alone, I try to take all this responsibility and just imagining I'm playing with the drummer next to me. So whenever I go like I don't know some whatever groove. So right now, I'm really imagining my good friend Felix playing drums, for example, and he's going like, and I'm just like getting into his groove. So I'm just imagining he was sitting right here next to me, and he's playing the drums. So. And I listened to that for a while. I just listened to myself and what's going on in my head. And I try to imagine the kind of groove that I would love to just jump in and play. So once again. What's up, Felix? And I'm really focusing on his snare. And his hi-hat. And a lot of people, a lot of bass players actually, they tend to like really think in very short periods of time. So they think in eighth notes, they think in 16th notes. But I think it's very, very cool if you just take a look at the broad scope of a groove. So if you take a step back and watch, I don't know, half notes, quarter notes, whole notes, why not? And once you have your imagination in the right spot and you can really, really feel what the imaginary drummer next to you is playing, you can really dig into this groove and you can really feel it and make it your own. So that is very helpful to me whenever I want to play with myself. So let me take another example. You can like expand this to infinity. You can also play songs. For example, when let me play Gravity by John Mayer. Gravity, imagining the drummer, is working against me. And oh, and gravity is working against me. And all I'm doing is imagining my favorite drummer next to me playing an easy, relaxed 6/8 note groove that I can just lay in and just have fun with. So once again, oh, twice as much ain't twice as good and can't sustain like one half could. There's one and more. It's gonna send me to my knees. No, gravity is working against me. No, gravity wants to bring me down. Oh, I never know. Spread voicings. Texas man with all the love his heart can stand. I dream of ways to throw it all away. And the good thing is I don't need to play. It just keeps on going. So that always really helps me, and it is so much more fun to practice like that. You're taking responsibility of what's happening, and that's a good thing in music, I think. So whenever I practice that, I try to be as responsible as possible. And that's a great way to write songs as well. So getting back to my beginning example of honesty, I never want to see you cry like this again. And I never ever meant to cause you any tears. I did. Oh honey, I should have listened to you right from the start. Right from the start. And I guess you can kind of hear what I'm imagining. I'm imagining a drummer. Never wanna see you cry like this again. And I'm helping myself with the backbeats here. And let me go to I lost my way in those lines and found a way out. You made it so clear that I have no choice if I wanna make you mine. Now you hear my voice in honesty, and so on and so forth. That's a great way. To me, it's a little easier if I support myself with the backbeats as well, and I always kind of imagine what the snare and the kick drum of the drummer are doing. So I try to implement that in my bass lines as well. Let me take another example. Let me take another example. Maybe this one. For the brighter days to come. For the brighter days to come. Brighter days, many brighter days to come. I'm waiting for the brighter days to come. Waiting for the lighter ways to go. Waiting for the brighter days, many brighter days to come. The brighter days to come. Brighter days, yeah, yeah. Brighter days, I changed the colors of the wall just to make the feeling go, and not believe me when I said I'm lonely too. Putting all the things aside, but it doesn't make me feel alright. Could not believe me when I said I'm lonely too. Okay, this is the part that I wanted to talk about. This second verse. It changed the colors of the wall just to make the feeling go. Could not believe me when I said I'm lonely too. Is the vocal line. And check out the bass line. So I'm always going for this. I'm changed the colors of the wall. And this is something that is really hard for me. I don't know why. I can't explain it because I have anchor points actually, but it's very hard. I changed the colors of the wall. I changed the colors of the wall just to make the feeling go. Could not believe me when I said I'm lonely too. I'm putting all the things aside, but it doesn't make me feel alright. Could not believe me when I said I'd be okay. And there's a fill-in. So I usually practice stuff like this, only bass and vocals. And if I can make it groove with just bass and vocals, I'm good to go to play it in my live stream concerts, usually. So once again, I changed the colors of the wall just to make the feeling go. Could not believe me when I said I'm lonely too. I'm putting all the things aside, but it doesn't make me feel alright. Could not believe me when I said I'd be okay. I'm waiting for the brighter days to come. I'm waiting for the brighter days to come. Waiting for the brighter days, many brighter days to come. I'm waiting for the brighter days to come. Waiting for the lighter ways to go. I'm waiting for the brighter days, many brighter days to come. The brighter days to come. So that's how I approach that, and it ends up working like that. And the good thing is, once you can make a groove with just bass and vocals, you get so many more anchor points from a playback like that, or a drummer, or another instrumentalist. So whenever I'm playing, now that I re-practice it, it's so easy now, because you're actually feeling more natural in this kind of situation. Check it out. Change the colors of the wall just to make the feeling go. Could not believe me when I said I'm lonely too. I'm putting all the things aside, but it doesn't make me feel alright. Could not believe me when I said I'll be okay. I'm waiting for the brighter days to come. I'm waiting for the brighter ways to go. I'm waiting for the lighter ways, many brighter days to come. I'm waiting for the brighter days to come. I'm waiting for the brighter days to go. I'm waiting for the brighter days, many brighter ways to come. The brighter days to come. That was bad. Brighter days, the brighter days, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, oh, oh. You get the idea. You get the idea. It's a lot easier because you're supplied with a lot more anchor points whenever you're playing with the track. Then something that I'm really struggling sometimes, now that I'm focusing on like anything that happens in the playback, and I need to focus on my bass line and my vocal melody, sometimes what gets lost on the way is the lyric. And this is something that really bothers me, and I hate to be so dependent on like cheat sheets somewhere. And I'm really the guy that's working with teleprompters sometimes on stage and all that kind of stuff, because I'm focusing on so many things musically, and sometimes the lyrics get kind of lost on the way, and that's super sad, because I love great lyrics, and I love to like have great lyrics in my songs as well, and I want them to be heard. So I'm really struggling with that sometimes, and this is something I've been working on for the past years, and I will work on that. I will keep on working on that for a lot longer, I think. Maybe I find a cool recipe, or maybe some of you have a great recipe of memorizing lyrics, especially your own lyrics, because it's kind of embarrassing to forget your own lyrics, especially on stage. Okay, so I hope that was some cool advice for some of you. And if you're interested in the new songs, I'm about to finish my EP. I'm in the last kind of steps for the product, the finished product. I've recorded all the vocals. Yeah, I recorded all the vocals. I'm waiting for some organs to be played, and I still need to mix a little bit, but that's it. And so if you're interested in the results, I'm going to play the complete Hope EP tomorrow in my live stream concert starting at 10 p.m. Central European time. So if you're watching this from Asia, it might be a little too late for you, but you can always rewatch my live streams. The link is always still working, and I usually keep it in my bio at least 1 or 2 days before I change it for a new one and I do another live stream. So you can always rewatch my live stream concerts, and I'm really looking forward to playing this complete Hope EP tomorrow in my live stream concert. So if you want to check that out, be there. It's gonna be very cool. So why not play one last song to say goodbye to you? Maybe something that is a little challenging from the bass and vocal side. Okay. I got it. So let me play a little song for you, so maybe you can get into the mood of the live stream concert tomorrow. And I hope to see some of you. Here we go. Got it. Hope to see some of you tomorrow. Let me put on my reverb so it's a lot more fun to play. And so maybe you see some techniques now that I preached about. And enjoy my goodbye song for today's live stream. Thank you for tuning in. Here's Got You in My Chest. Remember the first night we were so young. I felt like a love child when I took your hand. Love dropped in like never before while Robin Thicke was on the radio. Love came quickly knocking on my door while Robin Thicke was on the radio. Somehow this feeling never changed at all. Ooh, I always got it in my chest. Yeah, in my chest. I always got it in my chest. Still can't believe it. You feel like a dream. Still when I think about us, now we build up our trust, that we think are we insane. When we throw popcorn, then we wake up in the morning, we make a sweet love again. Love dropped in like never before while Robin Thicke was on the radio. Love came quickly knocking on my door while Robin Thicke was on the radio. Never changed at all. Ooh, I always got it in my chest. Yeah, in my chest. I always got it in my chest. Yeah, I always got it in my chest. wanted you. I got you in my chest. This song and many more are part of tomorrow's live stream concert. So if you enjoyed this one, you're gonna enjoy the rest of it. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, and hope you're having a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful night, or maybe you already asleep and watching this tomorrow. So have a wonderful day tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.